second goal.
First goal even.
First goal, yeah.
First goal, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish it was two. But yeah, no, really good. Obviously, whenever you join a new club, you want to get off the mark quickly. So it's kind of not, you're waiting for that first one, you know what I mean? So yeah, really happy to score. It's just, unfortunately, we couldn't get the win in the end.
There you go. Good. Okay, we're going to come over to Zoom. Josh?
Yeah, thank you. Congratulations on the goal, Andy.
Thank you.
You've been with the team now, almost 10 games here, and what have you learned about the fight of the club heading into the postseason and your first MLS Cup playoffs? What's your expectation for what that experience will be like? Like any other sort of tournament that you play outside the league in your life, or something unique that you haven't seen before?
Yeah, to be fair, for me, it's a kind of first time playing in a playoff style, knockout style competition. So I'm really looking forward to it. Really exciting. Yeah, I think the attitude we've got in the group is really good, and the kind of mentality that we've got as a group is really good. So hopefully that'll stand to us, and yeah, hopefully we can put a run together.
When Nate Ordaz came into the game, you and he connected and helped on the way to your goal. Is he a guy that you feel like it's easy to get a connection with? What do you make about playing with him?
Yeah, definitely. No, Nate's a brilliant player, and he's similar sort of age, so we're quite close off the pitch as well. So yeah, no, I really enjoy playing with him. I haven't got to play with him too much because he had a little injury since I've kind of come, and just in training and stuff we link up a lot. So yeah, it's really nice to get out on the pitch with him, and yeah, he's a brilliant player to play off. Yeah.
Great, thank you.
No problem, thank you.
Kevin? Kevin, did you have anything for Andy? Okay, we'll come back right here.
In the game, you can see a lot of Sony. He's talking to other players.
Yes.
What are you usually telling you guys?
I can't speak for anyone else, but personally, he gives so many little nice tips, and it's nice hearing it from him because obviously he knows the top level of the game. He's played at the highest level, so hearing anything really. But when he speaks, you definitely listen. But yeah, he's brilliant, brilliant player, of course, but also a brilliant leader, where he wants everyone to be the same mindset as him, and he wants everyone on top of their game. So he's really good for us. He keeps us all pushing, and yeah, just really good leader in the team.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. I saw an interesting match tonight. A team in Colorado who needed to win. I think they did everything they could. Thought our response in the first half, and especially after the 25th minute or so, was excellent. We had everything under control. Dangerous going forward, creating chances, got a goal. We're unlucky not to get a second. I think that really changes the projection of the game if we do. Was quite happy with the beginning of the second half. We were also dangerous at controlling. And then, obviously, after our mistake, we were put under a little pressure, and we didn't find the solutions to relieve ourselves of that pressure. We were a little sloppy with our passing tonight. Very uncanny in transition to be that sloppy and not as dangerous. I don't think it had much to do with Colorado as much as it was on our end. So certainly good to get a point and to finish the game, obviously, the way we did, but disappointed that we didn't play better, I think, first and foremost. A win wouldn't have helped us either way due to other results, but we're always looking at our performances, especially to end the season. You want to end with a good performance before you enter into the playoffs. But last week with a loss, this week with a tie, both away, not ideal, but certainly not going to knock us down, and we will use this to improve on and hopefully light a little fire in our bellies, because that's what we need. We need to, I think, get refreshed mentally and physically. Usually after international windows, we do struggle. We lose a lot of players. They have long travel, so that's always a factor for us. Saw again tonight. But we should be very well rested for our first home match in the first round of playoffs against Austin in a little over a week, and we'll be ready for it.
All right, we'll open it up to questions.
Yes. What do you think about today's in the game? It was cold, right? Cold and like high altitude. What do you think about like those were effects to the game and then to the players?
I don't think those elements affected. Certainly not the temperature. It wasn't that cold. It's actually probably nicer to play than it is in heat. Um, altitude certainly has some effect, but I don't think that affects the technical sloppiness that I saw on the night. Very uncanny for us. I think our passing was off. Some bad decisions as well. So to answer your question, I don't think the physical elements tonight had anything to do with our performance.
So, Coral number 6, Holding, he was in charge of Sony tonight. So, what do you think about was it efficient tonight, or what do you think?
No, Sonny had one chance, and he took his chance very well. A couple other moments. I think having Denis and Sonny with us for the entire week to prepare for a match is different than having them come in a day before the game. Both of them were traveling halfway across the world. It is what it is. We're very happy that they can play for their nations, and it's very important. But it puts teams at the end of the season, in decision day or in the playoffs, we have another national window, in a very difficult position. We saw it last year. We've seen it again this year. So it's not ideal, but we accept the challenge. And both of them and Matt and Nathan, all have an opportunity now to get some rest, recover. And we can work on being better connected and playing better football together. I think we're a little disconnected tonight, the two up top included.
So it sounds like Heung-Min, his condition is the same as normal, even if after two of the national match.
Yeah, he only played a half the second game, so I'm not sure there was a huge issue. There's always a travel issue and time change, but Sonny is a very experienced player, and I'm not sure that affects him. I think time away from the group and time away from your teammates affects you more than maybe the travel and the extra minutes.
And then there's some news. Maybe you don't know that, but then I can hear there's a news like a Messi Beckham rule.
Beckham, yeah.
So people saying maybe there's a possibility to go back to what was that? Like a European League again. So what do you think about that?
People say a lot of things. People say things about the weather, about politics, about my hairstyle. Nothing really bothers me. I don't really listen to it. Thankfully, I'm not too engaged in social media and all of that. To answer your question, I don't know. I can tell you that Sonny is incredibly committed to LAFC, and he wants to win every game he plays with us, and that will be the case for the remainder of this season.
Tonight's game, there was a few times the AFC allowed to Raki's players, wingers actually, the sideline, they allowed to getting into the more than half line. I'm talking about the midfield game. So what do you think about that?
Are you talking about us defensively or Colorado?
Defensively.
Yeah. I think we only got put under pressure after we conceded the tying goal. Then we dropped a little too deep. It looked like there was some fatigue set in. Colorado needed to win, and so they threw a lot of numbers forward. Some natural things going on in games when results need to happen. And, and we also didn't have our best night, so it wasn't what we wanted to do. But it's okay to defend deeper, but you need to be good in transition. And we were not good in transition to punish teams who are going to throw a lot of numbers forward. And we had moments, certainly right at the end of the game, to win. We had a wonderful moment that I think was a 4-against-1 that we somehow screwed up, and that's very disappointing.
All right, we're going to take a couple on Zoom. We'll start off with Kevin Baxter.
Hey, Steve. Thanks for your time. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, you're kind of beginning the second season, and people talked about you just
throw everything out. It starts again. Austin beat you twice this year. I think you guys are the hottest team in the Western Conference now. Does that really all go out the window, and does it really start fresh? And second question, you said you're going to leave at the end of the season. That finish line is now in sight. I assume when it's a finish line you're trying to push as far away as possible, but is your family here? Did they go back with the school year and everything? Are they back in Germany already? Thank you.
Yeah, I think certainly things start over in the playoffs. It's a new scenario. It's a best of three, goes straight to penalties, and so it does change, the way you play a little bit. Absolutely. We've seen Austin twice, lost to him twice. Very similar performances. There's very similar fashion the way we lost each game, and so it should be quite interesting. But I expect more of the same from Austin, and we will try to improve. And we have our solutions ready, for sure. And at BMO twice, if needed, we look to close that series out. So, I don't think current form has a ton to do with it. I think as you saw last season as well, there were some prizes in the first round of playoffs. We'll do our very best to make sure that doesn't happen to us. Yes, I'd love to stay until early December, like December 6th or 7th. That would be ideal. That is what we're all trying to achieve at LAFC.
All right, we'll go to Josh Gross.
Thanks. Steve, you began the season against Colorado in Colorado, and it's you have a few games left, but the end of the regular season today in Colorado. Just how do you think about this year? Obviously, you've made a lot of important decisions, and the team did a lot of important things and had moments. But how do you reflect back on what this year was like?
Yeah, a lot of ups and downs. I think we've played some very convincing and fantastic football. We wanted to improve last year on our possession and dominance and control of matches with the ball. I think we achieved that. I think down the stretch we played a very effective but also fun to watch style of play with the addition of Sonny and a little bit of formational change as well. So I'm happy. What I'm not happy with is the downs. I think there were too many games where we were just inconsistent, and that's also part of a team's chemistry and DNA. The top teams find a way to stay consistent the entire season, and we were just a couple points shy of finishing first in the West. But by no means am I upset about this year. I think what you try to do at the beginning of the season to the end, you try to improve. And I can see a massive improvement in a lot of players individually, us as a group, and as a collective. And that is the objective. And now trying to reach our very best in the MLS playoffs, that's the next hurdle.
When you brought Nate on, he seemed to give a spark right away, and he connected with Andy Moran, and Andy had that goal. You kind of lost Nate there for a little bit coming out of international play. How important do you see him towards like the fluidity and what you guys can do in terms of your attack, and how ready is he to contribute on a larger basis in the playoffs?
Yeah, he's now physically ready. I think not this last window, the previous window, he came back with a soft tissue injury, which really set him back. Got him fit just to go back to the national team again. He got some minutes in, but Nate also lacks a little rhythm. But I think you saw that in the one counterattack at the almost at the end of the match, where certainly Smalley can play that pass better. But Nate can also do better in that moment. And these are the moments that define games. And it's not just about running and effort. It's also about quality in the final third, in the opponent's box, and in your own box. And those are areas where Nate also needs to improve. And we're very happy that he has re-signed with us. And we will make sure that he makes the next steps to become a player that we can't take off the field. And that should be his objective, and that's our objective as well. How much more playing time he's going to get, we'll have to wait and see. Right now, Sonny and Denis are a tough duo to keep off the field, and we'll monitor that situation as we go forward.
And last one for me on Son and Denis. You said their performance, along with most of the other players tonight, was not where you would have wanted it necessarily. Is that for you just a matter of what they did coming off international duty and fatigue, or what was not clicking tonight?
I didn't say it individually. I said as a group. And so I think, when players go away for over 10 days and we have sessions and we have games too, we're moving in one path. Those players go with their national teams. And I have a very great understanding of that due to my own career. You work in a different way with a national team. It's a different type of style. It's a different team, different names, different environments, different cultures, different weather conditions. And to come back to your club and just to expect it to be like it was 2 weeks ago, that's not the case, and that's not that simple. And I think you really saw that. It took a little bit for them to get up and running with the rest of the group, and that has nothing to do with the individuals themselves or the effort or that they want to be here. It's just a matter of not spending enough time together. But now we have that time, and we're looking forward to fine-tuning our attack, our offensive organization, our defensive organization as well, over the next, call it 10 days. We'll find out when we play, I think, tomorrow morning.
Thank you.
All right.
Today's game, there was a lot of not really a lot, but some of the yellow cards. Well, what do you think about it? Yeah, you got one, right?
I did.
Yeah.
Well, I don't really make enough money to say what I want to say, but let's just say the game was being called differently than I would have thought. But I took an important yellow. I think I had to. I think a couple of the other ones might have been neither here nor there. I think at this time of the year, this game, even today's game, all across the league, I think the last game of the season still counts as playoffs. If you look at the flow of the game, even how they were playing, they would never play the first 33 games like this. But obviously, they just needed 2 more points, and they might be in. So I understand the chaos.
So it sounds like you guys are focusing on already post-game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Post-season.
Mm-hmm.
So what's that give you guys some effect in you guys' mindset for today's game?
Did it do what for our mindset? I'm sorry.
I mean, you guys. It sounds like you guys are already focusing on post-season, right? So it gave you guys effects to you guys' mindset for today's game.
For sure. I think no matter what, humans are humans. You can try and change what's in front of you, but the desperation that they have to get in is far greater than our desperation to go get a win as well. We know what our situation is. Obviously, we would like to win, and you can see at the end of the game we have everybody bombing forward because we just want to win here, no matter what, friendlies and whatever it is. So I think that was just the difference in the two teams today of just, they needed something. We more were building something.
And how was the weather today? Wasn't it cold?
It was a bit chilly. It was a lot colder the last time we were here. I don't know if you know about that one. Yeah, you should look it up. It was terrible. But it was a little bit chilly. Obviously, the elevation plays a role as well. But it wasn't too bad. After the first 10-15, the weather didn't play much of a role. Maybe a little bit elevation, just trying to catch your breath. But outside of that, it was okay. Of course, thank you.
All right, we'll take a couple on Zoom. Josh?
Thank you. Nkosi, chance for you now to appear in the MLS Cup playoffs. You've been in the league a few years now. You're not as maybe as old as Ryan Hollingshead, but you've experienced some stuff. What's it mean for you to make the playoffs and be in the position you are to compete for an MLS Cup?
Yeah, it's words can't really put into the fray what it actually means to me. I wake up every single day to win a trophy, and right now all I have to show for it is fitness. So if that gives you any sort of notion to what I'm going for, that's what we're going for sure.
And for you, it was a bit of a tale of 2 seasons in one season, right? The first half of the season, you didn't get too many opportunities outside of the start, and then you really featured for the second half of the season in a big way after Aaron was hurt. How do you feel about your year and your development and what you were able to accomplish on the field this season?
With all due respect, I think sensational. Just because it was mostly just handling the adversity and just being ready. There was a lot of days many months, a lot of days that turned into weeks, and then the weeks that turned into months, and then a culmination where you can very easily just give up or lose faith. Or I'm also not unfamiliar with this situation. Unfortunately, I wish I was, but I've never been like that guy who just comes in and just gets the things and the picture in the newspaper, and I'm not that guy. But at least I'm aware of who I am, and I grind for what I get. So I'm really trying to keep grinding and get something.
Last one for me, just in terms of the team that you're on and the fight that they showed at the end of the year to qualify as high as they could. What do you make of the group you have in terms of your journey now in this postseason?
Oh, sensational. What's that, like Michael Jordan quotes, like the ceiling is the roof or something, the sky is the ceiling, something like that? Where, like we're as good as we can be. But we also are aware that if we don't play to our abilities, we are very much an average team. And then in the playoffs, it's cutthroat. Like, you can look across the league today and you can see, Dallas beat Vancouver in Vancouver. This is, things like these just, it's playoffs now. So don't think things are going to happen, just make them happen.
Thank you.
Of course, thank you.